Evening all, how you doing? I'm sure the Bootneck's homepage on YouTube looks a lot like most of yours. We are, after all, probably in agreement on 90% of all of the political machinations currently going on around the world. So I'm sure yours looks somewhat like mine. And in the last few hours, I've noticed there's plenty of content about one particular movie from what is now one of the world's worst entertainment companies. There it is in the middle. Snow White looks hilariously bad. Now, we've all seen the hilarious pictures from Snow White, who isn't particularly snowy. Yeah, Snow White. Cheers. Isn't that Osama bin Laden's granddaughter? And then we've got this Snow White set photos leak, the 7 fantastical beings. I absolutely love that one. Only one of them appears to be vertically challenged. Two of them look like they're from the West Indies. There's a basketball player in there somewhere. It's quite preposterous. But all of that is being ignored for something that stands out to me, which is a story I remember reading a year ago. And it's this. Disney defends its Snow White remake after criticism from Peter Dinklage. Yes, so rather than follow the crowd and simply laugh at the pictures, which, hilarious as they are, and as entertaining as that would be, I'm not going to do that. I've done a root cause analysis, and I'm following this problem down to the root, getting to the meat of the issue. This is all because of one self-trimming, sneaky, slimy little imp. He was perfectly cast, wasn't he? Okay, let's quickly read this story, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the matter. Obviously, that's what we do around here. Disney is on the defensive after actor Peter Dinklage criticised its plans to release a live-action remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The studio announced that it had cast West Side Story breakout star Rachel Zegler. That is the aforementioned not very white Abu Hamza's third wife. Hans Christian Andersen turned in his grave, or whoever it was who wrote it. Snow White. So she's Snow White. Looks absolutely nothing like you would expect. And it sounds like they were going to make at least, happy, grumpy and bashful, the actual entertaining part of the story. They were going to at least stick to that. Up until this sneaky, slimy, devious, self-trimming little toe rag stuck his oar in. Dinklage pushed back against the remake in an episode of WTF with Mark Maron. On Monday, the Emmy-winning Game of Thrones star, who has a form of dwarfism called achondroplasia, said he was taken aback by the studio's celebration of casting a Latina lead, even as it revisits a story with problematic representation of dwarfs. Problematic? They're like the heroes of the story. They're like hardworking, they're industrious. I don't even see that as being problematic. I wish, whenever British film companies did anything with Northerners in, they made them hard-working and industrious, because whenever I've seen any popular culture with people from my neck of the woods depicted on television, they're all toothless, one-eyed simpletons who lounge around on deck chairs in the middle of the streets, drinking cans, smoking and talking about baby. You can't give baby booze. That type of thing. He wants to think himself lucky that they were going to cast hard-working, industrious, intelligent dwarves instead of lazy, bone-idle, sexual deviant dwarves, because there could have been a lot worse. Have you seen some of the things the Germans are into? Bizarre Dwarvenschneissen. A load of little fellas dressed in gimp suits. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, Peter. Look at what you're doing there. You're progressive in one way, but you're still making that backward story about 7 dwarfs living in a cave. What are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox, he continued. I guess I'm not loud enough. No, you were loud and clear, you self-trimming little shit. You were very loud. What you did was, you stopped 7 other actors from getting a big break like you did. I mean, think of that. Literally, what happened to him is a 1 in a billion. It's a 1 in a billion. You get cast because of your height. Because they are very, very, very rare roles that require you to actually be suffering from dwarfism. He manages to get cast. It becomes a global smash, a worldwide mega hit, all off the back of the character of Tyrion Lannister from the Game of Thrones series. And then because of the success of that, he gets cast in every bloody thing. They made him Bolivar Trask from in the X-Men. Off the back of that fame, he managed to slither his way into Hollywood. And then as soon as he did, he's just pulled the drawbridge up and stitched everyone else up. Probably because he wants to be the only famous dwarf on the top of the hill. The horrible, devious little twat. Don't you? I think that is shocking. That is a naked act of self-trimming selfishness. The oily little weasel should be ashamed of himself. But that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I being too harsh? I don't think so. I don't think the story here is, look how funny, snow black as a fireback and 7 mystical magical beings, several of them are very, very tall. That's funny, but that's not the main story. The main story is these horrible self-trimming Hollywood ratbags looking after themselves as usual. So there was 7 actors there who could have maybe broke in, maybe made it big. If they stuck to the story and it was a worldwide smash, maybe that would have been 7 new millionaires and living in a nice house in the Hollywood Hills, doing what he no doubt gets up to now, going around the titty bars, driving in his heavily modified Bentley. And now everyone's been stitched up. No more acting gigs for you little people. Now you've got to do as extras in the next Willow movie. Cheers then, Peter. Cheers, mate. Anyway, I'm just having a pop. That's my opinion. Let me know if you disagree. I love an argument. Alright? Thanks for watching. See you all very soon. Toodle pip.